We're live.
We're live.
Gracie.
We're live from New York. It's Saturday night. No,
I wish
it's
it
Sunday
was.
night.
I wish it was. I don't want to work tomorrow. I really don't.
But do you feel better at least?
Oh, I do. Yeah. My voice was shot earlier. So, but yeah, I do definitely feel better. It's weird because my voice was shot. Yeah, I felt fine. But it was just, you know, I don't know. My voice was just not working for me. I just shared it on my Twitter.
I'll share on my.
I'm actually frustrated. Somebody outbidded me on eBay. Damn it.
Oh, for what?
It was this thing of I came across these things on eBay where it's authentic wardrobes from the Arrowverse, where they pull like pieces of like their outfits or something, and it was a Oliver and Sarah 2-part authentic wardrobe, and someone came in and swooped in the last second and took it from me. That's it.
Oh, damn.
I know. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Hello, everybody. Welcome. We got Michael here. We got Fernando. We got Julian. We got Sud. How do you pronounce that? Sahil?
Sahil.
I'm not sure.
Is it one of those names where like the D is silent? It's like Sahil.
It could be. We will make the announcement shortly. Do not rush. We can't rush perfection.
We're making an announcement. I thought we were like reacting to the first episode of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, Julian wanted them more. Thank you, Julian, for stealing them. I appreciate it. But yeah, I was quite. Now I'm still bidding for some other ones though.
Any flash ones?
Let me see. So I'm currently bidding on a Oliver, David Ramsey, and Katie Cassidy triple bundle. I'm also bidding on a Grant and John Wesley ship, so the 2 flashes, and I also have a Trinity one, which is Oliver. Well, Stephen Amell, Grant Gustin, and Melissa Benoist. And then I'm also trying to bid for a Katie Cassidy signed thing that's authenticated.
What's the flash stuff like? Because I would love to maybe try for that. I mean, not that I could afford it, but I would love to see if it works.
Yeah, I'll send you the stuff on eBay. Hello, everybody.
Okay. Hello.
I thank you, Peter. I am recovering. The announcement is F COVID. Yes, no. But yeah, my voice was shot during my Ben 10 reaction today, but I feel fine. I feel fine. Yeah. This is not happening, and Andy would not be here for this announcement. Why would
Yeah, why would I mean, am I the Godfather suddenly?
Yes, you are the Godfather. You're like,
yeah,
I have offered you country fuels.
Yeah, the guy who's been like on record being like, I don't really care for babies, like like I can live with or without them, but yeah, like make me the Godfather, like totally.
Yeah, why not? Okay, let's get the announcement ready. Can you pull up the image on your end, and we'll.
I don't know what this announcement is. What are you talking about?
There's an announcement. We have an announcement.
We have an announcement. Are we breaking embargo right now?
No, there's no. What is there an embargo for this? No,
I don't know. I'm trying to find the picture though.
It's somewhere.
Or is maybe StreamYard is just messing with me. If it's on the overlays, it's not there.
Oh, it's not on the overlays. I guess I should have coordinated this better.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine.
Guys, we have an announcement. Do not leave. Trust me, you want
to. Yes, Fernando. We are writing the next crossover. Everyone dies.
Everybody.
And everyone gets replaced by Katie Cassidy, like Katie Cassidy. She will play the new Flash. She'll be the new Green Arrow. She will also play the new Black Canary. So somehow we're gonna have a Green Arrow and Black Canary are like both Katie Cassidys, and they're gonna be together.
Yes, I am.
I have no idea what I'm doing here though. If you're pregnant. Also, again, like why again, guys? Why would I be here if his wife? This is the ghost husband. This is the 20-year-old virgin that will die alone. I ain't gonna have any kids. So like I don't know.
Well, we have an announcement to make, guys, and it's gonna be. I think you guys are gonna be excited. At least I hope so.
Depending on how you feel about me, I guess.
Yeah, that too.
But well, and Anthony,
Supergirl's not airing anymore.
it's kind of too late. Little Tomorrow, I don't know if you can really write a good season of that show anymore. You know, like for me, I gotta have
Oh,
my boy John Constantine, King Matt Ryan, our bisexual Lord and Savior, and so that's just not gonna happen.
mhm.
And but
It's
yes, I mean, we told you guys last week that we went to London, during this pandemic. By the way, we just flew like nobody's
just flew out
business,
there.
and
Yeah,
we filmed our scenes, even though all of them were already wrapped.
yeah.
So
Okay, so people are ready. I think we need to show them what's
okay, let's
happening here.
see. There's still no overlay from me, so you know what? Let me come back to the stream. I'll come back to the stream, and maybe it will work then. So
It's not
don't.
letting you. Okay, okay.
Okay, I will be. I will be back. I will be back.
I don't know what's going on, guys. That was not the part of the plan. So okay, I don't know where he just left. There he is. He's back.
Let's see. Oh
It
my
should
god,
work.
is this a joke? I still can't see. You know what? Let me see if I can upload the image on my computer.
Yeah, see if you can do that. You should be able
Okay,
to.
and now it shows up. Okay, so is everyone ready? Is everyone ready for this earth-shattering announcement?
The announcement, guys, it's here. The
Yes.
announcement.
So next Friday,
This upcoming Friday.
this upcoming Friday. Yeah,
Which
this
is
upcoming
the
Friday.
date is hold on.
Friday,
The-
January 28th.
January 28th, guys. January 28th.
We're launching. Can I get a drum roll? Endless Multiverse, our own show on the Chainsaw Reacts YouTube channel.
Yes. Yes, the Endless Multiverse. It is here. And we're excited.
We're
to
very
do this.
excited.
This is going to be structured like a show. We are going to have topics. We're going to be discussing many different things on here. That's why it's called Endless Multiverse, because of all the different things we're going to be covering on this show. And this is going to be planned for every Friday. If we have to switch it to a Saturday for some reason, we will do so. But the plan is for Fridays.
And this logo was done by our own Chainsaw, which
Yay.
he just sent it to me on a beautiful night, and I just went like, this night just became beautiful.
Yes.
I know grammar. I'm a journalist. But yeah, so no, I just, you know, if I can just say this, you know, I've been enjoying these, you know, impromptu streams, and
Mhm.
with Jordan, he's been so welcoming. You guys have been so welcoming to me, and so far I don't think I've gotten any hate. I don't know. We will see. I say
It's
controversial
fine.
things all the time. So we started talking about this a little while ago, and first we were kind of just joking a little bit, like, you know, what if we did a show, and then we went,
Mhm.
but what if we did a show?
Yeah.
And so, you know, I'm excited. I'm excited to be doing this with Jordan every Friday, to be chatting with you guys on a Friday night. And I'm seeing the comments.
Mhm.
We will respond to them. We will respond to them. But it's gonna be a lot of good time. And Jordan was the
Yes.
one who came up with Endless Multiverse, because I'm like, I want something, you know, as someone who's done podcasts for almost 10 years, you know, I've always gone, you know, with the Flash podcast or Titans podcast, or like we always go like with a specific name. But with
Mhm.
this, we can talk about anything we want.
Anything.
So this will be a lot easier to do, and with such a good name. And I'm excited to get started.
Realty, I'm glad you liked the announcement, sir. We're going to be doing our first couple of shows by ourselves. We're thinking of adding guests from time to time, depending on what we're going to be covering. But what's going to be interesting is that it's going to be a way for us to discuss more than what we normally do, or go based off what you guys are, you know, talking about. We're going to be covering stuff that's happening throughout the week. And just like with that impromptu stream where Batgirl dropped right before the first look, where you know, that may happen, who knows. The plan is to do them on Fridays, which of course January 28th is going to be our first show, and it's going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when we're starting. If we have to change the day to like a Saturday or something down the road, or a different time start, we will of course keep you guys informed. Make sure they're live. Of course, we're going to be covering topics. We'll be answering your questions and all that, and it's going to be great. It's gonna be fun. We already have one topic we're definitely going to be covering, which will be Lord of the Rings: The Ring of Power, which of course is the upcoming show. We already have that as a topic for the show on Friday, but we'll be covering pretty much everything. Anything that comes up that we want to talk about. I mean, I think we're going to start off with kind of talking about what we've been doing throughout the week leading up to the shows to kind of give you guys some idea of what we're doing outside of, what's in the public. So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's gonna be good.
And also just if people are wondering, because Jordan might still do impromptu streams every now and then, and I may still jump on from time to time. So let's say if he's doing on a Wednesday, it's not, and if I have time and he wants me to come on, like I will jump on. So it's not like oh, I only get to hear Annie on Fridays. You can hear me whenever we are doing anything. So
and this is just to like impromptu streams are one thing because you guys are not aware of when we're doing them or whenever we go live. But for this is a concrete, you will at least get a show in terms of not just let's just answer a bunch of questions. This is actually us going through topics and then getting to your questions in the second half of the show and just, us just kind of interacting in that sense. But mainly we're trying to build it as like a show so you guys can, basically be here for the topics and give your opinions. We definitely want to hear your thoughts as we continue through with our topics because it's going to be interesting. We'll see, because the Endless Multiverse was planned as like a live podcast thing that I was planning last year. It never got anywhere past the point of thinking about it. But with this is actually going to be, I think, a little bit easier to bounce off of somebody else in terms of a permanent host.
Elizabeth,
Question.
I don't think we will because we don't know when things will drop throughout the weekend. So we're gonna be having collecting news items and so on and like things that have happened. Because the thing is like what happened, what Jordan brought up before, what happened on our last stream was that the Bagel costume dropped seconds that we got into the show. So rather than saying we're going to be talking about this and this, because again, what happens if we may have to cancel for that week and, we're sick and so on. So that way, you guys can because we don't want to give everything away. We want to have some suspense, So, but definitely tweet me and Jordan throughout the week. If there's something that you're in case we may have missed it, you can tweet at it and be like, hey, can you talk about this on the next show or something? And we can, if we haven't already included it, then, there's no reason why we couldn't. Talk about it.
And it's going to be interesting too because we've already had a discussion about a show because sometimes we're going to have episodes of the Endless Multiverse that's going to be covered one topic where it's going to be a long discussion about something, which we had discussed in terms of the Arrowverse, in terms of where it was and where it is now, and it's going to be an open discussion about the Arrowverse as a whole, and that's going to be probably its own show. That's going to be kind of what's the focus. But I think what the idea is, at least starting out, we're going to try to do a show covering multiple things so that it covers a lot of things. Any help, any capacity. Well, we are always up for suggestions and opinions on things. So as we've been discussing how we want to format it, but when we start out, if you guys feel like there are things we could be doing better, of course, we will take your criticism to an extent. Of course, do not come bash us, but
constructive.
But if you feel like there's stuff we could be doing better, then of course let us know and ways, because StreamYard definitely has capability of doing a lot of cool stuff, but we'll try our best to make it as good as we can. I think we should cover Gotham Knights. I think things that we really haven't talked too much about, we probably should talk about on the first episode, or at least cover in some capacity. Constructive criticism. Thank you, Fernando. But yeah, so that was the announcement, guys. It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. Let's go through I want to go through the comments a little bit and see what people have been saying. So let me scroll up a little bit. Again, the pregnancy joke is just I'm dying. I'm like, again, why would I be here? Is the announcement of Doomsday is in season 2 Super Lois? It's embargoed, but yes, Doomsday is gonna kill everyone, and he's gonna marry Lois. I don't know what this is about. Shane is actually MP.
Yeah, that's a whole inside joke. I really like Jillian's response here, which is bunch of eyes.
Endless Multiverse, let's go.
Yeah.
Elizabeth going, holla, holler at that. Daniel's going, it's happening. Oh my god, people have been waiting for this. And it's going amazing and awesome. Well, I guess this is an important question. Who is Andy? Maybe we will explore it a little bit on the
Who
next episode.
who isn't Andy?
Who
Andy is
is it?
everybody. Andy is secretly a god Digglespeed. Didn't want to spoil it for you guys, but
Yeah, that would be so a weekly video podcast. Congrats, thank you. Are you going to talk about the Airways comic series in the show of yours?
I think we should. I mean,
I think we definitely should. It's funny. Someone was, I think. Let me see. Well, that's definitely going to be interesting. It's going to be interestingly fun. Let's see what else. We're not going to talk. We're not going to ride season 7 of Supergirl. It's not happening. Did you two hear about that? Okay, here's what's funny about that.
okay.
So
Yeah,
I had the embargo the day before, like so I knew this was happening. So I just gave Jordan a little nudge, like, hey, can you just be around tomorrow? And just be around tomorrow. He's like, what's happening? I'm like, well, I mean, just be around. I know you're sick and all, but like, just be around.
he was telling me, but basically, just be online in the morning. Just be online.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah. Let's do that. Let's do the Andy has it. Just be around. Just be around.
Make sure you're on Twitter. Like I always am, but okay.
We're not. I mean, I think Batwoman is doing fine on its own this season. This season is like my favorite season of the show. So, I think the real T says, I think it'll be fun, to be honest. It's going to be cool to hear from you guys on different topics. Yeah, because honestly, like when we no, Fernando, we are not the addict. You do not want to be me. And Julia says, extremely excited for this. Can't wait to hear your thoughts and takes.
Our takes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you excited to see Red Hood in Gotham Knights? That's not confirmed.
And also too, if you're talking about the Gotham Knights show, because Red Hood's of course in the Gotham Knights game, but in Gotham Knights, Red Hood's not going to be in Gotham Knights. Come on.
Yeah, the
Guys,
CW cannot access him.
No.
But the video, I'm super excited for that because
I'm still waiting for more information. Like we still don't know when it's coming out. We just like, oh, they said this year. Okay.
I'm just trying to understand like how the pandemic, even like if it was even that delayed, or because this is what I'm hoping.
Could be some issues.
I'm hoping that they're going to retool the game a little bit so it actually is part of Arkhamverse. Because I think this, like, you should have seen my dumb face when I heard a dumb announcement that, oh, it's its own universe.
Yeah, and especially how Arkham Knight ends. How is it not a part of the Arkham?
Yeah, and then they're like, oh, but you guess what? Suicide Squad killed the Justice League. That's part of the Arkham. I'm like, first of all, Deadshot in the Arkham is white, and now he's suddenly black. Which again, I am not against a black Deadshot, but
the continuity doesn't make sense.
He's already been in the Arkham universe.
Yeah,
and he's been,
unless you're saying this is another Deadshot. I don't know. No,
hey, you see, Deadshot is not a legacy character because I had my glasses, so I just wanted to do that. But yeah, where was I going with this? Yeah, but Gotham, I'm excited for that. For the video game, the show. We will talk about it next week. It is badass 9,000. It is your comment is badass. But yeah, where was I going with this? There was a lot of
about the Gotham Knights show.
Yeah, not the Gotham Knights show. I think we should have a longer discussion about that. And actually, I will text him afterwards because I just thought of a topic that I was gonna add for Friday, but we will save it for next Friday definitely.
Okay.
Sounds like you got a problem, Andy. Wouldn't this be like the third Deadshot or something? I don't have a problem with. He can be black.
Problems. Oh, you have problems.
He can be black, brown, Asian, Latino, whatever. I'm perfectly fine with that. But it's like if the video games have already established, and they're saying it's all in the same universe, and also Harley does not even seem like the Harley that we watched in the Arkham games. So
especially not after you see like I went back and was like watching like videos about the Arkham series. And thinking of that Harley and what they did with that version of Harley, no, not the same. I mean, they could just say, okay, this takes place a couple of years because we don't know the timeline of Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League versus Arkham Knight. So who knows how much time has passed. But it just doesn't seem like it's the same one. It's the same voice actress. It's still Tara Strong, I believe. So, but I
Which
don't
is
know.
great. She's
Well,
awesome.
yeah,
So
she's been fantastic since she took over from Arlene Sorkin, but it's the fact that it doesn't feel the same. I don't know. But we'll see. I mean, the gameplay looks fun. I'll say that, but I don't know because
I mean,
it's like out of nowhere. They were teasing the Justice League and Arkham Knight a little bit throughout the billboards and stuff,
mhm.
but they all out of nowhere, just like here's the whole Justice League part of the Arkhamverse. Okay, like there's no build up. It's just here it is. Um, okay. Ooh, okay. Um, happy to hear that. How about explain the news of the new MonsterVerse series? We may cover that. I'm not sure. I've heard bits of it, bits about the information, but we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know what is going on with that because I just heard about it yesterday,
Mhm.
and so I'm still a little bit confused,
It's
honestly.
strange because it's you would think it would be an HBO Max series because it's under Warner Brothers, the Godzilla films, and King Kong, and it's Apple TV Plus.
I think honestly, I think one thing is that because it's a legendary, because I know that there was a couple years ago, I think this was like either right before or after Man of Steel started production, whatever. So, or it was like right after the first Godzilla happened. Warner Bros. And Legendary, they kind of like ended their cooperation, and they kind of like first there was like they there was a time where they didn't do anything together,
Mhm,
I believe, and then they came back together with a special deal. But because the Godzilla rights and so on are all with Legendary, as far as I know.
mhm,
So they have the option to pitch it to any
mhm.
streamer they want. And
Yep.
Apple Plus TV is, obviously, I mean, if we're looking financially,
Mhm,
and like I don't like to say this, but I think that Apple Plus is doing better than HBO Max, honestly, because of shows like Ted Lasso, Dickinson, and so on. So like, I just
Yeah, I've heard about that Dickinson show because everyone was talking about Haley Steinfeld was not going to be in Hawkeye as Kate Bishop because she is under contract with Dickinson, but then they somehow made it work. Um,
well, they ended the show
well, like,
basically.
well, also like they found a way for her schedule too. Like it was a whole contract scheduling thing, and she had Dickinson the last season and Hawkeye airing around the same time, so it was like kind of crazy with that aspect. And two, like I think with the whole same day and date with Warner Brothers, they did with all films 2021 go to HBO Max same day and date. Legendary was very vocal about potentially suing Warner Brothers because Godzilla versus Kong and then Dune, like they did not want those films to go to HBO Max. And apparently Warner Brothers paid a huge amount of money to make it okay-ish. And I think maybe Legendary is like, we're gonna go to somebody else for this in terms of this series. Like, we don't need to work with HBO or Warner Brothers to do this because they own the rights. Like you said, they can do what they want with the property. So,
Yeah,
but I think
and
we already know they're making Dune Part Two with Denis Villeneuve returning, and it's under Warner Brothers. But with this, like they can make any decision they want. But
And
we'll
I'm
see.
I'm gonna I can read, we might talk about it a little bit here, but
Okay.
like I'm reading from Deadline right now that says talks about expanding the universe via a series began after Godzilla versus Kong became one of the first box office hits in the pandemic era. Legendary already is developing the next untitled film set in the MonsterVerse, but saw potential in developing a series and began talking to buyers that were interested. Apple showed immediate interest as it looks to add more brand IP to a slate of original TV series that continues to grow, and the deal was soon struck to develop on the series. And so this year they've been planning this for a
Hmm.
while, and that this is a huge, it's a massive deal that, and they have already ordered a series for, between Legendary and Out Plus, because I don't think usually those two studios work together that much. So this is going to be huge. And I don't know what this, I mean, again, this I think this is one of the problems already that we had with some of the other movies. And follow the thunderous battle between Godzilla and the Titans that level San Francisco and the shocking reality that monsters are real. The Untitled series explores one family's journey to uncover its buried secrets and a legacy linking them to the secret organization known as Monarch. So I'm gonna predict this right now. This show is gonna be called Monarch, and this is gonna be about the organization at hand. We're gonna see
Yeah,
the monsters, but they're gonna focus a lot on the humans again.
it's probably going to be like 5% monster and 95% human, probably because the budget's probably not going to be the high. But I don't know. It depends on Apple. But I think with the whole thing about Apple trying to get like IP that's not original but recognizable IP under their umbrella, because they really don't have a lot of IP under the umbrella right now in terms of stuff that we recognize. But Apple TV Plus has always been in the running in terms of trying to buy out stuff, and it seems like Netflix or somewhere else, somebody else gets it. Like I think when they were potentially looking at trying to sell the last Bond film before, of course, came out into theaters. At one point, when they were looking to potentially sell it to a streamer, they were asking for too much money, but Apple TV was trying to get it, and Netflix tried to get it. So, I'm not really sure. Thank you, Scott, for the super chat. Thank you so much for supporting
Thank
our
you.
channel. Do you think the Earth Prime Comic crossover event is replacing the crossover this year, or will they still do a 10-year event? Are Superman, White Canary, Black Lightning good bets to be there?
Can we address the 10-year event first?
Yes.
Here's what everyone needs to understand, because I don't want people to have false pretenses about, okay, the CW, Warner Bros. Television, and none of the showrunners from any of the shows, Greg Berlanti, Brian Bird, no one has announced or even teased that they're going to do a 10-year anniversary special or something in October of this year, because that's when Arrow premiered on the CW, October 10th, 2012. So I would say lower your expectations, because again, like, and I don't want to be the Debbie Downer, but the thing is, there has been no news about it. Because I like when I think it was 2 streams ago I was on, and people were talking about like this 10-year event. I'm like, what are people referencing? So I started looking around, being like, has there been any announcements? And all I see is that people are just pointing out that on Twitter that, yeah, it's going to be celebrating 10 years in October, but that doesn't mean that there is no official, like there's nothing set officially announcing that they're going to do this big crossover or that Stephen Amell is going to come back, whatever. So now, could it happen? Anything is possible. But anything is possible. Join me with the hands, Jordan. Anything is possible. Anything is possible.
I think it's likely, about because I mean it's 10 years. That's a decade. I mean, not saying it's going to happen. I'm saying it's possible. But in terms of the
Replacing
comic, no, I think this is just them trying to do something a little bit different with this mini limited run of a crossover that is canon. So if you guys are interested in reading the Earth Prime comic crossover, it is canon to the shows. I'm not saying the shows are going to reference it, but they might. I think they would, since it's canon, but they got to understand not everybody's going to read this. Not everybody's going to see this, or they'll get the cliff notes. So
yeah.
So understand that. But if you guys are interested, it is canon to the shows. But I don't know if they're going to reference him now. We sometimes by now we would already have heard of announcements for shows renewing, or that hasn't happened. No, that has not happened yet. We haven't heard Superman Lois season 3 yet. We haven't heard of Flash season 9. We haven't heard of Batwoman season 4 or anything like that. So we may get an announcement then if they're going to do a crossover this year. I guess it depends on protocol and everything.
I just posted in the chat for people who missed it.
Okay.
But to answer, like, are Superman, White Canary, and Black Knight good best speeder? Well, Superman and Lois is issue 2. So it's going to focus on their first anniversary. As White Canary, I mean, I assume she would be in it because one of the issues will be about Legends, and one issue will be about Stargo, which is interesting. And another issue is going to be about my boy Flash. So, and then the issue is going to be the crossover where they all come together. Now, is Black Lightning going to be in any of the issues? He could be. He could be if they want to use him, they perfectly can. If you're asking. If they're asking, like, is Superman and White Canary and Black going to be good bets for the 10-year event? Again, there's no news. There's nothing official that there's going to be a 10-year event in October celebrate Arrows. Now, chances could be good because hopefully, I mean, they paid attention to the fact that Flash had its 150th episode last season. So, and that was a great episode. You know, they pulled they held nothing back. So, anything is possible. But hopefully, thank you again, Scott, for the super chat.
Thank you, sir. Supporting. Also want to point this out too. It's a good bet if they do a crossover event that those 3 would show up, because number one, Superman was going to be in Armageddon, but then scheduling just didn't work out, and then Tyler Hoechlin needed a break, but they tried to get him. And their main goal was to only focus on mostly characters that you won't see again, or you may not see for a while, in terms of like Alex or Black Lightning, who of course the show ended, and just bringing in characters that normally you wouldn't see all the time, like Kat McNamara. If her show was on Green Arrow and the Canaries, she probably wouldn't have been in the crossover. But the fact that her show was gone, they got her to come in. But for a crossover that's supposed to be celebrating 10 years, I if they were to do that, if it would make most sense to bring pretty much everybody in if they can. I would think, if they're going to do it.
But I think it will be contingent on also, especially like if Steven can come back, because I think they would honestly want to. I mean, obviously he wouldn't be alive, but like they could always like he shows back as a Sparrow, he shows back as a Spectre. They do a flashback event.
Yeah.
Um,
Or pull him from another Earth, something. Thank you, Scott, for another super chat, sir. Thank you. I'll ask this: will it be unforgivable for them to not do a special event? It depends on if they're even allowed to do it. If my thing is this, if they are allowed to do it, I think they should do something. I'm not saying they should do something better than Crisis. I'm just saying if they can do like a 3-night event or something, or a 4-night event like they've done in the past, if they can manage it without protocols and everything still in place, then yes. But if they just choose not to do it if they have the opportunity, they should take the opportunity. That's my opinion.
I think unforgivable is a strong word, because again, it's like we have to remember that we're now in a different era of the Arrowverse. Budgets are not as big as anymore as they were, and I think that it's not gonna be unfair, but it's gonna be unfortunate if they don't do it. Because I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be cool for the fans that have stuck up with this franchise since 2012. I mean, heck, I was 18 when this show when Arrow started, so I just turned 19 because it was like 3 days after my birthday. But yeah, no, I think it'll be unfortunate if it doesn't happen. But we will see. Like I think something that would have helped for that to happen is if Mark Guggenheim, which I know people he's a controversial figure for some. I don't have much against the man. I don't like what he did with something with Arrow, but I do like him in terms of like what he did with Crisis and the way he's shepherded the Arrowverse in many way. If he was still involved, I think it would be easier to make it happen, because he can kind of like correspond with all the shows and so on. Coordinate, yeah. So, but and anything is possible. Like these hands will be here and say anything is possible.
And also too, we got to think about this too, is that they could just pull another thing on Flash or they could do it with Superman and Lois, where they have a special event for Superman and Lois or Flash like they did with Armageddon. They could do that again, and maybe make it more involved with other characters from other shows. Like if it's on Flash, bring in Superman and Lois, bring in the boys, bring in Batwoman, and bring more of a cast over. And not with how the way they handled Batwoman, of course, in Flash was interesting, Ryan, but actually have a present day, all that with meeting them and everything, no time jump, all that. Fake Jake with another. With a super chat, not another super chat, but with a super chat.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for supporting, sir. Question for both.
This is a great question.
I like it. Pick one comic book movie that was canceled as of now that you get to bring to life and direct.
I can't direct anything. Can I say if I can write it? Can I write it instead?
Sure. I can't. What if it was canceled that you want to do?
I would want to bring back. I would actually, you know what? After seeing No Way Home, I would love to write The Amazing Spider-Man 3, but not as a beginning of that. I would give it as like a finale, like a conclusion to that series.
Give him the trilogy. Give him
you give him the trilogy finale he never got, and there's a specific place I would want to end Peter at in that film, and I don't know if people would like it, but I know that's what I would want to do. And because I know one question one option that always keeps coming up is just like moral. By this point, it's like, no, I think I can kind of live without it.
Yeah.
Which one would you do if you could? Because you are actually an actual filmmaker, so directing would be more easier for you.
I try. I'm trying to think. I think what I would have tried to do, even though we're getting a version of it, is what the original plan was for the Obi-Wan movie they were originally going to do years ago before they decided to scrap it and go with the series years later. But I also think that Green Arrow Escape from Max, or what was it?
Escape from Supermax.
Yeah, I think that would be interesting. But here's
It's
the
a,
thing.
it's a fun script.
But if I was to do that now, I would have Stephen Amell, even though it wouldn't be connected to Arrow. I would just still have him again, just to have him.
I would have brought Justin Hartley and
Okay. Well, but that's your Smallville love.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
for me, as someone who's been a diehard Stephen Amell fan since I started watching Arrow back in 2014, 15 on Netflix, that's the one person I want to meet, by the way. That's my white whale. I want to meet Stephen Amell or interview him or both.
Well, if you interview him, then you would meet him.
Well, I mean, like face to face, like I actually meet him. But if I get to interview him through a StreamYard thing, I will gladly take that. Okay. Favorite Batgirl comic.
Oh,
Interesting. The New 52 run is really good. I actually have a hardcover back there that's like 50 years celebrating Batgirl. It's got a variety of Batgirl issues throughout the 50 years when that was made.
I'm logging onto my Comixology account just to see because I don't even know. I know I have some
Hmm.
Batgirl comics, but yeah, I know. You know what? I think Volume 1 of Batgirl from Gail Simone because I love Gail Simone. I know it's very controversial because they undid her Oracle story, which I know that was not Gail's. That wasn't Gail's like proposal, I guess. But but you know, I one story I need to check out. I think I need to check out Batgirl Year One. I think it's
That's what
the
Leslie
movies.
is based off of. Leslie's Batgirl, or roughly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh,
I
I would want that.
I think this would be awesome because also we would have gotten Batgirl in this movie because Joe Manganiello, or how you pronounce his name, Deathstroke, he openly said that Batgirl was in the script. So that
Yeah, you know, I would make that as a series for HBO Max.
limited series, like 6 episodes.
No, give me 10 seasons. I'm fine with that because you know I love seeing. You know, listen, like Ben Affleck is my Batman,
Mhm.
and you know, listen, I mean, you know, I mean, it's like it's after dark, so I guess I can say this. But when I watched the theatrical cut for the first time, then the extended cut of BBS, I watched it with my big sister during the summer, and
Mhm.
it's like it was like in the middle of the night. I don't know why we did that, but we watched it, and the shower scene. I did a sound that I have not been able to repeat since that night when I saw Ben Affleck's Affleckness, and
Okay.
I was like, I will marry this man, and so if I can get like 10 seasons of him just like working out and just you know like, and also it's on HBO Max, so he can cuss,
It's TVMA.
he can wear clothes, he cannot wear clothes, so you know I'm just saying. See, Mercenary X84, he's on my team. He's team Justin Hart. I think
I,
she'll be great.
I think she's gonna be great. I think she's gonna be awesome. The set photos are great of her in the Batgirl suit. I'm excited. I think Mia will come back. I think it's pretty obvious she will return. Maybe not like a lot, but I think you'll see her again because they made a point to continue the whole William is gone storyline. Like they're probably gonna do something with that. I'm guessing.
Also, Auntie Iris was all like, you know, you should meet my kids,
Mhm.
which I was like, that was so cute. Because also apparently, when I say Auntie, apparently Cam McNamara like referred to like Iris and Barry as like Uncle Barry, Auntie
Mhm.
Iris in interviews and so on. I was like, that's so cute.
Scott, I want to burst your bubble, but I think she is.
I mean, I'm hoping that Benedict Cumberbatch is the villain.
Everybody's the villain. I have not seen it yet, real tea. As you know, I've been sick.
I've seen it. I've seen it. Real T.
I will watch it tomorrow I think I'll actually watch it tomorrow for the channel. But today yeah.
It kind of I got goosebumps from it. So that was it was interesting.
They've already confirmed the villain is going to be Firefly.
And thank God, and thank God, not that horrible TV show from Fox from several years ago. I said what I said. That show can go and die and never come back.
I've heard everything. It's great, but I've never seen it.
It's mediocre. Honestly, it's not that great.
Favorite movie Batsuit from Arkham Knight. I mean, if you're talking about like, yeah, it's Ben Affleck's Batman suit is the best one from Arkham Knight.
Movie bats. Oh right, because it's the skins are in there.
Yeah. I the Dark Knight one is good, but I think honestly, and 1989, of course, Michael Keaton, but the Ben Affleck's one is the best in my opinion in terms of how it looks and how it transferred over to the game. Um,
I don't know. I don't honestly. I haven't played the games in a while, so but I am gonna. They will, because one thing I'm doing in 2022, I'm gonna be streaming old games that I like that I grew up with. So so I will be reliving those games again. So I will be reminded then of
mhm.
what they are like.
I think Julian's criteria with the Snyderverse would greatly benefit from HBO Max miniseries. It would.
It
It would.
would.
Um,
I agree with you, Julian. I would love this. I think that the Snyderverse would like not just as I think like movies on HBO Max and shows on HBO Max. I think that would.
I love this.
um,
That's a good point.
I don't need to see any more from the Batman to see the Batman. I agree. I
Mhm.
agree.
Andy, you hurt him.
What did I say?
Sorry,
I didn't.
flag.
I didn't say anything bad. I mean, I hope so. Otherwise, I wonder why the hell they're in the present.
That really frustrated me because they could have had them in Armageddon. Annoying.
Well, I mean, could have, but also like it's more like how much money was there still left at that point, and also like for me, like because again, like this was always supposed to be Barry's story, so I was happy with that, and I'm glad that we got the people that we did get. Um, but I mean, also it's probably protocol thing where they couldn't, because again, if you think about it, we never had like a huge showdown with everyone, and that's because they probably couldn't do it, and
Yeah.
now they definitely can do it. We should be happy that if season 8 finishes on time in production and so on.
Yeah. Ben Affleck.
But Julian, what did I say? I was agreeing with you. I was agreeing what you said about the Snyderverse.
No, I think you heard him because you're talking about Firefly, probably because he probably likes it was about Firefly. See, he's all sad.
Okay, I will say one nice thing. Nathan Fillion's naked butt was cute.
There you go. So Fake Takes doing retro reviews of classic games. That's cool.
Awesome.
I want to see more of Barry and Sarah's friendship. I don't know if you will. I mean, they were setting that up a little bit in Crisis, but unfortunately, I don't think we'll see much more of that. Unfortunately,
also because Legends is always like trying to take a stab at the Flash, no matter what. Like, do you know what the garbage they did last season? Like,
No.
they were planning for the Avalanche wedding, and listen, I'm an Avalanche shipper. I'm with you on that team. I'm on that ship. I am rowing the boat with y'all. But Miss Ava, had the audacity to say when Sarah was like, "Why is Barry not on the guest list?" and it was like, "Oh, come on, like he's just he's just gonna mess it up somehow, whatever." I was like, I'm sorry. Was he the one that brought Nazis to his own wedding? No. Was it like I was so triggered that I'm like, Ava, you stupid robot, shut up. Yes, I said the robot word.
Damn. Get a little feisty in here.
Yeah, it's a little taste preview from Endless Multiverse. Which, by the way, for anyone tuning in right now, Jordan and I, we announced earlier on the stream that we're going to be doing our own show on this YouTube, and it will be on this YouTube channel, so you don't have to go anywhere else. You just go here. Although you can always go subscribe to my channel too.
Subscribe to Andy. Yes, subscribe to Andy.
I want to grow my numbers a little bit this year. I mean, I'm not gonna get to Jordan's legendary numbers, but yeah, we're gonna be doing this on Fridays at 8 p.m. Eastern /5 p.m. Pacific /7 p.m. Central. I don't know the Central time zone that well, so
me neither. No, but 8 p.m. EST, 5 p.m. PST. So yes.
And the good thing, we're gonna have those events scheduled so that you guys can always, like, you can see like in multiple.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Ben Affleck is. I don't think he's going to be in it. No, I think it's just going to be Michael Keaton. So yeah.
If you like the Arrowverse, you should. I've seen some other videos before, but yeah, I do want to.
Some back in the day.
Yeah. What else has people been saying?
The invasion
Oh,
crossover when Sarah was lecturing Barry about time travel was the most.
Julian, I love you so much because I was screaming that night because I see people being like, "Yes, Sarah, take Barry down." I'm like, "Excuse me, what?" In the previous episode, she went up to Damien Dark's face in the past and said, "You kill my sister, you kill her, and I'm gonna come after you." I'm like, "Girl, have you not learned anything about the rules?" Oh, of course, because Legends and Rules is like,
Doesn't matter.
they knock each other out.
So seriously, so it doesn't matter, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just so over the fact that Sarah can do whatever she wants. And it was just like, we will lick her feet and worship her. But if Barry does anything wrong, Jordan, am I lying? Am I
No.
lying? I'm not lying. That's exactly what they do.
You said that they will lick her feet and worship
They
her.
will. I mean, listen. I will say this. I think Sarah Lance is a great character that has been created for the Arrowverse. I think as a fellow bisexual person myself, I'm proud that we have a strong, kick-ass bisexual superhero. I love Sarah. I think Halo has really grown into the role, but
But
there is a lot of hypocrisy when it comes to Sarah. Like basically, she can do anything she wants. Like again, if she wants to go and f her sister's boyfriend behind her back, perfect. She's the coolest chick on the planet. But if Laurel has any complaints about it, kill her with a stick. If Sarah breaks the timeline, Team Sarah, go Queen, go Cap. If Barry does that, they're like, kill him with a stake. Like execute him. So it's just like there is a lot of hypocrisy. So I said what I said, and if people want to go after me in the comments, then do it. I will respond to you.
I'm not sure about if the restrictions are stricter. I know that the spread of the virus is definitely more crazy now. But I'm not
Because
sure.
Canada has a very they seem to have it on a good track. I think Canada is taking it a little more seriously than America, sadly. So
I think I would have. It depends on how they handle Keaton and Flashpoint. Is how I'm going to if it's how I'm going to feel about it, because I'm excited that we're getting Keaton, but also I think a recast of Ben would have been interesting because John Hamm's right there. John Hamm would have been a good recast, in my opinion, for Ben.
No, you know who John Hamm should play? I mean, I know he wouldn't do because I think he's getting a little old, but I think John Hamm would be a great boost to gold.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Can you pull up Jake's comment?
Well, we still got some things look to. Hold on a second. What would it be if the original Sarah actress continued on? So the original before they recast her.
She said She has one line in that damn Arrow pilot. How do we know if she could act or not?
We don't know, but here's the thing: the fact that they did recast and they had to reshoot that sequence because they recast and
they would have to do it anyway. Whoever they recast, because
to show it, but at the same time, it would have been different if they never had showed that scene, or if they would have just hid Sarah's face or did something else. But it's okay. I'm sorry we keep missing this question. I don't know which one to choose. I love both. I love both seasons.
I love both too.
Yeah. Okay. So let's get to this one. You can only choose one person for Flash.
Donna Smoke.
I mean,
listen, I am so attached to.
I
love Katie Sackhoff so much. And the fact that the Flash was able to get Katie Sackhoff, I'm like, listen, you got one of my queens. I'm all here for it. So yeah. Bye, Donna. Don't miss you.
Anyone else think Willem Dafoe could be a good Joker? He would have, but I think he's too old.
I've never heard that idea before.
Yeah, that's never heard that anywhere. But I think he's too old.
If they did a Dark Knight Returns movie,
oh yeah,
he could play him there. But I mean, I don't even know. I don't even know her name, so I don't even care.
You know what? I should reach out and see if I can interview her just only about the Arrow pilot.
Yeah. For her breathtaking one scene. Again, I'm sure maybe she's a good actress or whatever. And so, but I'm just like, is
that true?
People will see on Thursday.
There's your answer, people. Okay, John Hamm as Kingdom Come Superman. That would be cool. I'm not gonna lie.
But we have Well, first of all, John is spelled with Jon. Just not to be picky.
Hey, don't
Uh,
pick it, Julian. Leave him
okay,
alone.
that's okay. I love you, Julian.
Leave him
But
alone.
we have Brandon Routh right there in front
He
of us.
is. He is. I think in terms of like a Kingdom Come movie or something. I think it's what he's referring to.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Which I think that would be cool.
there's a great I saw some fun cast list for like a fun fan casting, and like he was on that. I'm like, oh, that would be interesting. Season 1 just hits different with all Arrowverse shows in a good way.
Mhm.
Not Legend season 1, but like I still like when I look at Arrow season 1, Flash season 1, Black Lightning, Stargirl, and Supergirl, and you know what? Legend season 1 and Batman season 1. I don't have my trash can here, but imagine this is a trash can, and like I'm just putting Legend season 1 and Batman season 1 in there.
I have found our Sarah Lance, Fernando. I'm loading up her page right now.
Her Aunt May Worthy performed the kissing all and drowning as the original Sarah actress. Yeah, she was.
Oh.
Yeah, she. Why do we need that? So that we can remind that they were both horrible sisters to Laurel?
Jesus.
Listen. Can I get on a soapbox for just one moment?
Yes, yeah. Oh, hold on. Okay, yeah, you go ahead.
In season 2, one of the dumbest episodes, one of the dumbest episodes of all Arrow, is when Laurel, like the human being she was, who was in a depression, she was going through a really, really difficult time. She sees that Oliver and Sarah are once again, not even 1 month of Sarah being back in Star City, they're already effing each other. And yet, at that time, I know that Laura and Oliver were not together, but the thing is, Sarah at no point apologizes to her sister, but instead, you know what the show does? They gaslight Laurel to be like, "You're the crazy one. You're the problematic one. You're the one that, like, we should stop helping you. We should start supporting you." And it's like, as someone who's seen people, I've seen people with alcohol problems and drug abuse. It hurt my soul to see the way that the show spit on Laurel's metaphoric face, and I just. And again, Sarah can do whatever she wanted. Like, she like if she F's Oliver, oh, she's the coolest, baddest in the world. Yeah, hashtag Soliver or whatever that stupid ship thing was. But instead, like they make Laurel to be that like the villain of it all, and that disgusted me. But again, also, but fun fact, Katie Cassidy won an award for her performance as for that storyline. So
there you go.
Let's see what had bigger impact. Those two horn dogs effing each other, or a human being going through human emotions. I said what I said.
Thank you for asking about the Eric Loomis interview. It was really good. I still need to edit it, though. I mean, it's not gonna take much editing because it's just gonna cut out the first little bit of the conversation. But it was crazy hearing Tony Stark, Iron Man, say my name because he answered the phone and I have it. It's not gonna be played because we talked for a little bit before we actually start. But he goes Jordan, and the way he says it, I'm like, oh my god, it's Iron Man. He's saying my name,
Jordan.
It was so crazy.
Wait, did you say Gracie? Gracie.
No, I couldn't. No, I can't do it to him. But it was great. It was great talking to him. We talked a lot of different stuff, and of course I asked him about Avengers: Mightiest Heroes. Asked him a couple questions, all that. But yeah, it was really good to talk to him.
This is a good question. My argument for Defoe being too old is that Joker isn't a character that has a lot of physical feats. Even if he was, we saw what Defoe could do even at his age in No Way Home, or Thunderbolts could be used. Well, no, because Joker is a very animated character, and like even like I would say go watch the 2-part Dark Returns anime movie. It's great. If you want, if you don't want to read the book but you want to see like an adaptation, I will go watch that movie. I think there's Jordan. Did you get like a 2-part deluxe edition, like where like it's like combined now? Did you get that from Warner Brothers?
No, that's a Long Halloween. They didn't. I don't think they put out Returns Part 1. They might have done that together, but I didn't get that. No.
Okay, but yeah, like he even there at his age, he's still like very physical. So, but yeah, I mean, no one is expecting Willem Dafoe as Joker to do like martial arts or whatever and so on. like I don't want to see him be like, like, oh, I trained with the League of Assassins, or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I think you make a valid point, but at the same time, I don't think it's a huge I mean, I think it's still something to remember that he is very violent. I mean, again, like he beats a teenager with a crowbar. I don't know why I'm laughing because I love
That's a good point. Him getting punched in the face.
that. I mean, listen, that was very jokery. And like I just sat in fear. I'm like, oh man, I'm giving in to these people who were all like wanting to see him as the Joker. I'm like, I want to see it too.
Oh boy, she was treated horribly. There's more like Ryan Johnson, not Abrams.
I mean, I love I love The Last Jedi.
There you go. I overall enjoyed it. I have problems with it, but it is.
Well, will you interview the people expecting of Spider-Man?
I would like to. I put out a tweet last night about I would love to. I'm not finished with the show. I still got 2 episodes to go. I don't want to potentially reach out to anybody this early because I want to talk to whoever, whether it's behind the scenes or an actor, after I finish it. Like I don't want to like ask questions and stuff, and then we can't talk about the ending because I haven't seen it yet. Because that's what happened when, like, luckily I finished it the day of. But when I talked to Joshua Fine, who worked on, of course, Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and Wolverine and the X-Men, I finished Wolverine and the X-Men the day I interviewed him. I finished the final episode the same day I got to interview him. So I'm glad that worked out. I just don't want to potentially set up something. Hopefully, if I can set up something with someone from Spectacular Spider-Man, and then the scheduling just doesn't line up. And when they could, I'm not finished with the show. And that would be kind of a waste. So I want to at least try to wait until I'm actually done. So, but yeah, I mean, look, the phone interview, it's obviously wasn't with Eric, that wasn't my ideal setting. But when I spoke to him about his situation, that's why it had to be a phone interview. But the fact is, I think it came across pretty interesting. Obviously, there's no visual, but I think you guys are going to overall enjoy it because you get to learn more about the guy and, of course, hear him talk about the show and everything and talk about other things he's done. I think you guys are going to enjoy it if you can just sit back, relax, and just enjoy basically an hour-long conversation and just take it as a podcast, basically, because it's really cool. And I definitely don't want to push people away to go, well, there's no visual, so it's not that important. I think it's a very good interview that I think people are really going to like, in my opinion. Yes.
YouTube.com/Chainsaw Reacts.
There you go. But yeah, that will be going up tomorrow. The interview will be going up tomorrow.
I just need to vote a brutally murder someone with a crowbar as a Joker. But he murders the Arrowverse with a crowbar. I'm kidding. I would never say that. I think Ryan Johnson treated Luke really well. I love seeing his character being broken down and then built back up. I'm petrified to talk about Star Wars because I never know like if I'm gonna get attacked or not. But what Ryan Johnson is saying, what Fernando is saying, is exactly how I felt when I watched the last Jedi. Because for me, like, look, these characters have to die at some point. They had a 40-year legacy. There's been comics, there's been animated TV shows, whatever, and so on. So, like, it's time for a new generation of Star Wars. So, I think that final showdown is like the fact that he would this entire time he was doing it as the Force was still, that was so badass that I'm like, I kind of wish Ryan Johnson would have done episode 9, but
Gotcha.
But fans gotta fan sometimes, I guess.
So this is interesting about the Arrowverse death pissing him off was Kevin Conroy's Bruce Wayne's death and how he felt they ruined it. For me, like I get the issue with it because it does feel kind of rushed, but at the same time, it's to build up. It's to build up Kate Kane's Bat of the Future, how she's a paragon. Here's the problem with it, that they do like a fantastic build up. I love Conroy, even though it's a really dark Bruce Wayne. It's a killer Batman. At the same time, it's not our Batman. It's a multiverse Batman. They could do what they want. And Kevin Conroy brought that Batman voice. It was fantastic. The problem
Yeah.
the problem is not with what they did in that episode. Yes, the death was kind of rushed and it felt really rushed. But at the same time, the problem ultimately is that we don't have Kate Kane anymore. So her being a paragon of the Bat in the future is completely null and void because she's no longer wearing the suit. She's like things happen to her. Like you would think with the Bat in the future, it was implying that Kate Kane is going to be Batwoman for a very long time. She's going to be the Bat of the future. She is a
Well, they
paragon.
didn't know that the whole thing with Ruby Rose was gonna go
Well,
down.
that's what I'm saying. It's the fact that things happen the way they did because the plan was to have Ruby Rose, Kate Kane go for a while that show. So, and I'm not going to sit here and say what they did in terms of bringing Ryan Wild into the mix was the wrong decision because it's the decision they made and they went with it. They brought back a version of Kate Kane, of course, with Wallace Day, fan casted like pretty much right after Ruby got let go. She was fan casted immediately, Wallace Day. So they brought her in to play a version of Kate, and then of course they had her exit. My thing is this: if you had all these plans with Kate, and Ruby walks away, if I was there in the room when they made the decision to let go of Ruby and everything just kind of went down the way they did. Of course, we don't know the full exact story of who did what. They're probably both in the wrong in the whole situation because Ruby has said her piece. A lot of people have been saying their piece about what she did. Blah blah blah. Not important. What's important is if I was in the room, I would have suggested recast Kate and went that direction. But the fact they went with Ryan, that's the decision they made, and that's what we got. That's what we're gonna go with in terms of what they did. But I just feel with them doing the Bat in the future and doing all this stuff in Crisis, they should have just recast. But the fact that with Ryan, they're going a different direction. But that whole entire part of the storyline of Crisis is completely butchered because they did not recast Kate. But I guess ultimately that isn't as important as the narrative of the show and what they wanted the show to be, because it would be jarring to see Wallace Day walk in as Kate Kane on season 2 premiere, but at the same time, we would have gotten used to it. That's just me.
I would say, and I'm not gonna speak on, I'm not gonna speak on the drama between the two sides. Whatever stories comes out, they will come out when they come out. But for me, I always, I can understand the CW and the Batwoman team of wanting to go in different directions, so on, because maybe they feel that having a new character, because one, I think it's also because I think there are things happening at DC where they're going these new directions. We haven't, like, for example, Yara Flor was going to be the new Wonder Woman. She was a new Wonder Woman, that she became Wonder Girl, and that she was almost going to have her own show.
Mhm.
And you know and I think that they maybe want, because Warner Brothers in the end, they own DC, so maybe there was collaboration with, like, what if we went in this way? What if we create a new character, someone that we've never, like, we can create our own mythology. We don't have, because KK, I know she's been in the comic for like 20 plus years, and so on, and I wanted to respond to Badass 9000 because you know I think I get what he's saying, both I think it's a little unfair, and but I think that in the end, like, we have Wallace Day, I'm glad we at least have Kate. She's out in the world, she is looking for Bruce and so on, but I think that the show has gotten so much better, honestly, with Ryan Wilder, because, like, for me, what I love about Ryan is that she is one of us. She's someone that is, she's not a rich socialite or whatever. She's had to, like, she really represents Gotham City, from the people who, like, the low class citizen, not the low, like, the middle class or whatever you want to say. And I think that that's much more interesting and more relatable. So I think, and, like, we still have Lucas Batwing, we still be able to do these other bat stories and so on. And for me, like, not having Kate, it also makes it a little bit more difficult to predict what's going to happen, because Ryan is her own character. She gets to stand on her own 2 feet, and that there isn't, like, like, oh, I can pull out this story, like, maybe there's that thing, Batwoman Year One or something like that. So I I think that the best decision the Batwoman has done, despite its many, many issues and problems, was to create Ryan Wilder, get Javicia Leslie, someone who's like also she's fighting, she's fighting so hard for this role, she's working so hard for this role,
Mhm.
and and then yes, I will go in on the diversity factor. Yes, I think that having a black person star in a bat-centric project is something that should have happened a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. But no, I'm kidding. No, but it should have happened a long time ago, whether it's on TV or in the movies. And now we get to have it with Batwoman. And look, no, season 3 is, it's better than ever. So
And to this point too, I I've been saying
who's Bluebird? Who's Bluebird?
it's another character, but the person I was referring to that I think that Wallace could have continued to be was Flamebird or Hawkfire, basically the same character from DC. That is Bet Kane.
There's Harper Row.
Yeah, that was Bluebird, but a lot of people were theorizing that if Wallace was to stay on as Kate past season 2, then she could have been a new Mantle, or what was said too. I think Fernando had said it. I don't know. I thought I saw someone else say it, but saying how they thought that maybe it was earlier in the chat about how they could have had Wallace as Kate and then introduce Ryan and have her have a different mantle than Batwoman. But I think that if Wallace could have been Hawkfire or Flamebird, which is basically the same character, pretty much, would have been interesting to keep her around.
I think the only reason they didn't do
Robin. Yeah, she's a girl.
Yeah,
Robin.
I think the only reason they didn't make her Flamebird or Hawkfire, I'm right. Yeah, she was Flamebird and then she became Hawkfire. I think it's because Mary Hamilton essentially is that character, and I think they wanted to leave that door open in case. I mean, not right now. I know she is Poison Ivy and so on, but I think that they wanted to leave that door open, and if they ever go that route of making her a hero as well. But like they could have, Bluebird as what's her name, Harper Row. That could have been something for Kate. But I think that at the same time, if you ever had Kate, if you had still Kate on the show, well, right, I think she would take attention away from Ryan, and I think that would also be so unfair to Javicia. Like, she comes in for this one season and she just gets replaced, and afterwards, like, oh, you're just a felon, just hold up the shelf for us while we get that, the real Batwoman.
It wasn't to replace. It wasn't to get rid of Javicia. The idea was to have her on the show, continuing as Hawkfire, Flamebird, and Javicia still plays Batwoman. The idea was not to get rid of her on the Batwoman show.
I know, but I think it would. I still think more people would be just like, I think that even from a marketing standpoint, I think it would be so many people would just care more about KKK and so on, and also then there would this whole fueling discussion of like make her Batwoman again. So I think that's why I think they also partially didn't bring her back to make her Hawkfire or Flamebird or whatever, because I think they knew that.
And Fantagraphics has made that point too, because I've mentioned that in the past about if they would have kept her around, and he's like, they're not going to, because the whole she's being Batwoman, because people would be just bringing that up. I get that point. My thing is that yes, it would, of course, the discussion would be brought up. We'll just have her be Batwoman again. If you explicitly explain on the show why she will not take up that mantle again, and why she will be around, maybe have her as a recurring, and she'll be this new mantle, then you can still have Kate a part of the show, just not fully all the time. I think they could have made it work, because they have characters pop up there that's reoccurring, or they pop up from time to time. So I mean, I think it would have worked, but I get why they didn't. But as somebody who, yeah, look, there was problems with Ruby Rose's Kate Kane. Like, a lot of people didn't like her. They thought that she grew over time. It took a while for her to be more likable in the show, but
maybe a little too long, actually, because
with Wallace Day, they could have retooled it if they would have kept her around. And
Wallace Day felt so natural in that role. Like, I will give her kudos for that. But like, for me, I wasn't sad when they wrote Ryan, when they wrote Kate off, and I actually like that she's now out looking for her cousin, and and one day maybe Warren Christie and Wallace Day will come back together, and like so that I think that's better. I think that's
I think Red Death and Cobalt Blue, that's too high of expectations, honestly. I feel like Red Death, if they ever get to use the character, they're going to have to extremely rework the character because they're not going to make it a Bruce Wayne from another Earth. They just won't do it. They're going to make it.
I think they would actually. I think they could actually do that where like that way, you because the only issue I think Warner Bros. Really has is using the bat, having a Bruce Wayne in a Batman suit and doing whatever on a regular basis. I think if he shows up in, let's say he comes from Earth, what Earth is he from? Earth 23 or something? Like he shows up and like, he's trying to find Barry Allen to absorb, and he has like costume on.
He's part of the dark multiverse. He's from another multiverse.
Okay, well, even that, John Diggle's Red Death. Oh my god,
But
Red Diggle.
Red Death is more likely than Cobalt Blue because Cobalt Blue has never been mentioned on the show. Red Death has, of course, seasons ago, but they did reference him. So it is possible. And I've always said this for a while, that if they were to do Red Death on the show, they should make a version of Kate Kane as a Red Death. And I think
that would be cool. A female speedster villain. I think that would be nice.
And at the time when I first said this, Ruby Rose was still playing Kate. Now that Wallace is not technically available because she's available because she's not a Batwoman right now, they could use Wallace Day as an evil version of a speedster called Red Death and bring her in. And it's a part of Bruce Wayne's lineage. Not exactly Bruce Wayne, but it's close. And the fact is too, they can play it up as this is Kate Kane that Barry met. Obviously not the same actress, but still they can make it seem that it is. He recognizes her. Like that's Kate Kane. It's like I met her during Crisis. And then they could just play that off and go, okay, so that's how you kind of incorporate it in, is that this is Kate Kane.
I want to bring up this comment.
I figured that's one you were going to bring up.
I think Eric Wallace could write Walter Amato way better than Walter Amato can write himself.
Now, okay, the Lady in Red and Armageddon.
Where
was that at? Where was that set?
That was during the conversation between Iris and Ryan, where oh, you remember the Lady in Red, and Javicia didn't even know who that was a reference to. She was also curious, but people thought maybe it was Poison Ivy, but I think they would have said Poison Ivy. So, Warner Brothers Red Death.
Typing that in. Woman in Red.
No, Lady in Red.
I know, but what's popping up is Woman in Red. Hold on. Looking it up. It's a part of a comics that's not DC or Marvel. What's popping up? So I typed in Lady in Red DC. The new 52 mystery Lady in Red name revealed. Hold on, what's this? According to a short story in Justice League number 6, the mysterious Lady in Red, who's introduced in Flashpoint number 5, is Pandora. Okay, so
Mystery Lady in Red.
Yeah, this is from 2012.
Oh wow, that's a very old villain to use.
Pandora. Okay. CBR from December 2000 December of last year. Who is Lady in the Red? Is Alice the Flash's Armageddon's Lady in Red? Possibly. Is Trajectory the Flash's Armageddon Lady in Red?
Well, she's dead.
Well, this is an alternate timeline. Is Jesse Quick the Flash's Armageddon's Lady in Red? Is Red Death? I think Red Death's more likely if they were to do that. And that's the only examples they had. But I would say, since they said Lady in the Red, Ryan knows who Alice is. So calling her Lady in Red makes no sense.
Yeah.
Now, if it's Trajectory or Jesse Quick, both who are dead, but if it was a version of them from another Earth, that would make sense. But she didn't say Speedster. But
do we know if I think there's a reason they've been very hush about Jesse. Because they think that the characters think that she's dead, but
yeah. Well, I'm saying when she references Lady in Red, she never mentions that it's a speedster, and that's a very distinct thing to say, especially involving around the Flash marrying Iris in terms of this continuity, in terms of the timeline of Reverse Flash.
But remember when they said, because the reason that you mentioned Lady in Red was that they had used a weapon that Ryan gives to Iris, last time I used this on Little Lady in Dead or something. So maybe
it was a speedster.
Maybe Speedy was like, I'm just gonna go chill out in Gotham City. Like that seems like a good chaotic place.
Thawne and Bloodwork fused together.
Oh, I've seen this fear so many times. I'm so sick of it. And no offense to you, Webhead. Like it's not. It's just that I've seen it on Twitter so many times. I'm just like, I don't need it.
Who's the mugger?
Oh, so like in season 1 and season 4, there's this mugger that Barry sometimes runs into, and last time he and I cared that we don't talk about it anymore. And they were talking, and then the robber shows up, and Barry's like, just 1 minute, hold on, I'm training a new superhero here, and like the robber's just like, what do you guys think this is? Give me your money. And then I bad as I see you, I remember that character. No thanks.
Despero will return. Yes.
I hope so. I think Tony Curran was so good in that role. Like he did say, like you haven't seen the last of me.
And I also think too, like that was there's more to that because of his connection to the timeline. So I feel like that's going to come back into play at some point. I mean, the Flash loves to deal with timeline stuff. That's what the show does. Time travel.
I love it when they do it. I love it too.
I feel like Despero is more likely to return. I think we're going to go for a few more minutes, guys, and we're going to call it. I have to get up for work tomorrow.
Shall we wrap up at maybe at 12:30? Give them 30 more minutes.
Yeah, guys, we have 13 more minutes. It's the other actress, Sarah Atkins. Yes. So are we going to see Grant in the Flash movie? I cannot confirm nor deny, but I will tell you without 100. I don't know this for sure because I wasn't there, but he's in the movie. Come on, guys. Are we seriously? The world of horror and supernatural. Yeah, I heard about, or Eric said that. So
he loves that. He loves that that genre. So, and because he used to, one of the shows he wrote for was on Teen Wolf. That was those two genre specifics. I think he's wanting to bring that into the Flash. I think that would be cool. Like seeing, like, what if we have a magic villain? And
that was kind of one of the forces. I forget which one, the name of the one, but the one with the mask and can cause them to see like their terrible futures. I forget which one that was.
I think that was that was the Sage Force, I think. But like, I think more about Abracadabra when I think about Abracadabra when I think of magic.
Yeah, the dead one.
It's Jane the Virgin, the Lady in Red. I don't need Gina Rodriguez on my show.
No, you should it's iZombie, the Lady in Red. You fucked up, Fernando.
I don't need Gina Rodriguez on my show.
Godspeed will return. That's not over.
They should have just had like like in all the Marvel movies, they're like, will return. They should just had like in the season finale, Hermione. Yeah, if they can afford Emma Watson, I will give Eric Wallace my firstborn and be like, because God, that would be so good.
No, they won't get a new actor. No.
Why would they do that? They have Tom Cavanaugh. He loves that role.
He'll come back. Need the final Flash suit in the CW to look exactly like the newspaper version. Love that shade of red. The emblem is just chef's kiss. Yeah, I think we'll probably see a final suit when the last season occurs to kind of match up with that. And then
it's Archie Andrews to Lady in Red. What are these horror?
I just love that it's getting really crazy. I mean, it's red hair. It makes sense, right?
It's dyed. So no, you know what? I want Gracie to be the Lady in Red.
Gracie, we have to do this. They all deserve to die. I think too with the newspaper too. It's like that. That's all going to tie in the final season because we're going to go right back to when Barry stops himself from season 1.
Fernando, Tom Felton has not done a lot of the things that Emma Watson has done since freaking Harry Potter. So they could not afford Emma Watson.
Eric Wallace wants Zoom back, so he'll find a way.
Well, did he promise that he was going to show up, or did he just say, "I would love to bring Zoom back"?
He said he would love. He said he wants to bring that character back. He's trying to find. I remember him saying something about he wants to try to get that character back. But I mean, it doesn't mean it's going to happen. I'm just saying that he likes the character. I honestly do prefer the original suit personally.
I love the new suit. I think the old suit was because I hate the new 52 Reverse Flash. You don't want the Daniel. Can you just zoom in on me for a second?
Wait, how do I do that?
Wait, hold on. You have to. Wait, hold on, guys.
How'd you do that?
It's. I will show you later. It's late. Your suggestions are getting lazy. Come on now. That is as obvious as water being wet. So do you see right next to our screens? There's a little like a little silhouette next to our heads. There's a soul layout.
Yes.
Click on it.
Hello.
Hello.
How do I click out of it?
Then you click on it again.
Oh, okay. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Spider-Man's name is Peter Parker. What a piece of crap.
What? If we're gonna, it's the endless multiverse. Cole, that's
Red Riding Hood. We figured it out.
It's Tracy from Black. She's afraid the lady in red. Tracy. Oh, good lord, she was horrible. Good lord, I wasn't like crying when she didn't come back. And let's see what else are people saying. Is Bebo the rating? He's blue, first of all. So
there you go.
Duh.
The lady in blue.
We have 8 minutes left, so let's make some good questions or super chats, whatever you want to do.
Yes, if you want to help support, once again, we should probably mention this again to everybody who's here, maybe was unaware. This Friday, Endless Multiverse, the show is starting this Friday, the 28th. This Friday, the 28th. That'll be 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We'll be doing a show covering topics, answering your questions, all that, and your support and being there will be very appreciated, guys. And make sure you're there for the first episode of the new show, Endless Multiverse, of course, with me and Andy. Okay. Interesting question. How should the Arrowverse as a whole end? Everyone dies.
It will never end because
it will end when the original Sarah actress returns. That's when it will end.
I mean, the Arrowverse can't end because the DCU is still going, and now that we know that all of the shows and the movies are in the same multiverse, it's never gonna end.
It's Cupid.
That's stupid. All right. Oh, Colin Salmon. I will say this. That actor was such a great Zod on Krypton.
Mm-hmm.
So if he comes back as the Lady Red, who knows? Who knows? Jake, good luck with your cat with your CT scan. Hoping that you're okay. We'll send you positive thoughts.
Please keep us updated on that.
Dear Lord, why do I say it ends? No.
It will end when I say it ends. Well, there you go.
But yeah, I'm excited for this new show. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I think that again, having something more regularly that we know that we're going to do every Friday, especially because one reason we picked Friday is because by that point we figured that okay, everyone has watched, whatever they watched that is aired on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Whether it's the Disney Plus show, the CW show, the HBO Max show, and so on. That way, we're mostly caught up. Though it's not going to be as mom. Because we have done that as a season already. Is Lucy the?
Yes, my dog Lucy is the lady in red. You figured it out.
Is she sleeping?
No, what's so fucking funny is as you're talking, I did this and turned around because I think she was talking in her sleep back there.
she's being like, guys, shut up and go to bed.
I told her I was going live, and she's like, okay, have fun. And then I think I just heard like.
It's go to spade the lady in red.
Yes.
All
right. Okay. We've been seeing a comment for so long. The answer is
final 5 minutes.
Yes, we've been seeing this question for so long, Anthony. We will talk about pretty much everything on the Endless Multiverse in some capacity. So spamming the question was not necessary, but I understand. Yes. Dude, this is why I'm so excited for the show, because we can just pull up random shit like that.
I am so excited.
Here's the thing. with us having this show, we can have our inside
Whoa,
joke.
whoa, whoa, whoa! They're gonna do Kingdom Heart on Disney Plus.
It's rumored. It's been rumored for a while. I don't know because that's a lot of like branding stuff. But here's the thing. So with
Wait, what? What happened?
the show idea, we could just randomly during the stream bring up this and just spread the freaking just spread the randomness of the memes. Spread the randomness of the memes.
Okay, I'm done.
But yeah, but so in terms of this, this has been rumored for a long time. There's a lot of rights because of course Disney of course has the rights for all the Disney characters, but in terms of the Final Fantasy and then of course the original characters created for Kingdom Hearts like Sora, all that, they'd have to get the rights. And from what the rumor is that this would be like an animated, like a animated show, like a 3D animated show, kind of like how the games are if they were to make it, because it won't be live action. But it's been rumored for so long, it's kind of hard to believe it because
It could be the next big thing they announce at like whatever big Disney event they had this year. If it is a D23 winner, so I would not be sure if that's something they finally announced.
yeah. This is well, that photo we've had that we've had a version of this photo. This is the version he made. I have a version of this photo somewhere. So
McArnold, if you're not late, show up whenever you can. But the announcement is that on Friday, January 28th at 8 p.m. Eastern, we're launching a new show, me and Jordan, called Endless Multiverse, which will be us talking about several different topics that has to do with DC, Marvel, outside of Marvel and DC, and we're gonna have main topics, like a focus of the week, so we're gonna talk about news, we're gonna talk about, maybe like impressions of certain episodes, whatever, and so on. And we're gonna have a lot of fun. So definitely show up on Fridays.
yeah,
Arnold, Wednesday.
Up after the fact, but make sure you want to be there live, guys. If you can, if not, the shows, of course, will be there. We will have timestamps when the show is available to watch fully, so you guys can click through and listen to different things if you miss out. But 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this Friday, January 28th, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and figure out your time zone if that's not your time zone to be there. So,
final 2 minutes. So
Kingdom Hearts happened, Marvel vs. Capcom live action animated. I would say animated.
I have no dog in this race, so whatever people would be the best. I think anime will probably be easy because live action right now, like what can you even do during this pandemic?
Just bring up the content speed was written by points of the episodes and keep talking about it and not knowledge. That would be good.
That would be so. Oh, so funny story. I did my Tom Hardy Venom impression in a restaurant last night, and everyone in the vicinity was howling in laughter. You know what? Because I watched a horrible movie a couple days ago, and I had to get it out of my head. So I'm like, I watched Venom 2. I'm like, that movie is a masterpiece. No, Chris, no. I'm out. No. Because they would never cast a person of color as Robin.
I don't know if I don't think I could handle Riverdale news on this.
I guess I can react a little bit to it, but like, it's just so dumb. And the show is not coming back until March anyway. And also the thing is, it's going to air on Sundays. It's not going to work with our schedule that much anyway. So
Sundays. Well,
yeah, they got the death slot basically.
Damn. Is the show coming to an end anyways, or no?
Sorry?
Is it coming to an end, or what?
People think season 7 is going to be it because Lily Reinhardt, who plays Betty Cooper, and Cole Sprouse, who plays Jughead, Lily said in an interview that she thinks season 7 is going to be the last one, and Cole said that, our contracts end after season 7. So, and I think, honestly, and this is the last thing I say before we wrap up, I think those kids are ready to get out. They have become... I don't blame them either. So
I don't. Okay, guys. Well, we have now hit 12:30 on my end. It has been great talking to you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. And once again, one more time, I'll take a clip out of this for tomorrow to upload so you guys are fully aware and understand that Endless Multiverse is happening this Friday. We're having a weekly show. It's not going to be like a traditional live stream in a sense where we're just answering your questions the whole time like tonight with this announcement. We'll have topics. and we'll be bringing in images, will be discussions and all that. And of course, you guys, we want you to chime in during the discussions and the different topics. And then the second half, the second portion of the show will be dedicated to taking your questions, reading your super chats, all that. It's going to be great fun. So make sure you guys are there January 28th, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the first episode of Endless Multiverse.
Episode 1.
Yes, people keeps Fake Check, please keep them in the loop. We hope everything will be great. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. And
Yeah, we don't need any more losses in 2022.
No, we don't. Fake Jake, we hope you do well. Keep us in the loop, and we look forward to seeing hopefully all of you guys and more people as we promote and get people ready for the Endless Multiverse to be here this upcoming Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will make sure to
subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you know when we go live, and when you also so you can see Chainsaw's regular content with all of his amazing reactions, interviews, and more. And go follow Chainsaw React on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Please follow me. I need the validation.
He has an audience reaction to the Batman v Superman announcement on his channel. If you guys have not seen that, it is a fantastic video. He has other content. Follow him on Twitter. He, of course, posts stuff right as it breaks online in terms of stuff you guys might be interested in terms of Arrowverse, other type of content. Follow Andy on social media to keep up with all that kind of stuff as well. It's going to be great. We're going to be promoting it. You guys might get tired of the promotion this week, but we are going to be promoting so that we get as many people to see and be here for our first show, and we'll be continuing down this road of having fun. Oh my God. Yeah, thank you for following me on
I'm not gonna say that name. I'm not gonna say that name. But are you on Snapchat?
I do have a Snapchat, but it's not a Chainsaw React.
I'm gonna be honest. I only got it because because I wanted to get one of those filters that makes you like look old or like as a good woman or whatever. But like I hate Snapchat, so
gotcha.
But I'm sure. But you know what? With my battle, I'm probably gonna have my first TV show on Snapchat anyway. Because apparently they do TV shows now.
I mean, they got all they do a lot of promotional stuff.
Yeah.
But okay, guys, thank you guys so much for being here, and we will see you guys this Friday in this multiverse first episode. And yeah, it's gonna be great.
Multiverse. No. Bring up the hands. Multiverse. Everything's been good. Everything in the multiverse and endless multiverse. I don't know. Like this is probably my Persian side coming out. So, guys, everyone, stay safe and have a safe week.
Please, everybody, please. We will see you guys on Friday. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Gracie.